Okay, so let's look at another case kind of like this. Except for this one, I want to go back to four-voiced harmony. So let's stick to the key of D, and let's just write ourselves a D chord, and let's use half notes now. So let's go. Okay, so I'm on layer 1, so I do the top. Layer 2. I did it right. Okay, so here's a D chord, right? D major chord. D, F sharp, A, and D. Cool. Now what if I used a 5-7 chord to expand tonic? You can do it. You can do it. You might think that doesn't make any sense because we know that the 5-7 chord has such a tendency to lead back to 1. How could it be that it would function as an expansion of tonic, right? Because it definitely feels like the dominant area no matter what you do. But there is a way. It's the 5-4-3 inversion. If you use the 5-4-3 inversion, it really can feel like an expansion of tonic area, and it works really well with our species counterpoint rules. So let's check it out. So the notes we need of a 5 chord are A, C sharp, E, and if we're going to add the 7th, we need a G. So let's get our G here. So F sharp is going to go up to G, and then let's go right back down to F sharp. Okay, so we're going to go right back down to our 1. Let's have this A stay on A all the way through. And to get our 4-3, we need an E in the bass. Oops, I need to switch my voices. Oh, and I did that backwards. Okay, so we need an E in the bass there, so that's just a step. Let me go back and put my A in the correct voice, so this isn't all ugly. And then the D, we're going to go down to a C sharp and back to a D. Now let's look at what we have here. In terms of voice leading, we have a step up. In the bass, in the tenor, we have a consistent note. In the alto, we have a step up. And in the soprano, we have a step down. Now, where is our 7th? It's right there, right? Does our 7th resolve correctly? Remember, our 7th, according to our voice leading rule, should resolve downward, which it does, and to the 3rd. So D, F sharp. So it does, actually. So everything resolves correctly here. So the question is going to be, does this feel like we move to the dominant area, or does it feel like an expansion of the tonic area? Let's hear it. It pretty much feels like we moved to the dominant area to me, but the rules say no. The rules say that this is an expansion of tonic. So let's look at why. The main reason why is that we have essentially a double neighbor tone happening here. This is our neighbor, up and back down, and up and back down. So we have these 2 neighbor tones here. The only other thing that's changing is our D is dropping by a half step and back up. So this double neighbor tone gets us the ability to call this a 5-4-3 neighboring. So the way I would analyze this is 1, 5, 1, because remember, this isn't the cadential 6-4 situation. So I wouldn't, so it still gets the name 5 to me. But here we're going to call it a 4-3. 1-4-3, and then it's also going to get, one of these to show that it's an expansion of tonic. And if I want to get even a little fancier, I would do this. I would throw a little... Text is not great in this program. I would throw a little n right down there to show that this is a neighboring 5, 4, 3. Let's do this one other way. Let's take both these measures and copy them, put them here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff for a minute. And let's change something. Let's change the resolution here and see if we can make it feel a little more, well, let's actually not do it as a neighbor tone. Let's do it as a passing situation. So I need to rearrange my notes a hair in order for a passing to work. So I'm still going to do the same 1-5-1 with a 5-4-3 chord, but I'm going to make it so that this is a passing chord. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're passing through the 1-4-3. So our analysis now, still 1-5-1, still 1-5-4-3, but we have 1-6 here because we have our F sharp in the bass. So we're not going back to the root position tonic. We're ending up at a 4-3, and now these are not neighbor tones, right? We're going, instead of, that's a neighbor tone. Also in our soprano, we're going 1-2-3 rather than 1-7-1, right? So let's hear this. See, that to me feels much more tonic expansion because we're really just pushing right through that resolution, right? Now let's find our chordal seventh. It's right here, right? And does it resolve down to the third? It absolutely does not. This is an exception to the rule. This is allowed actually in counterpoint. You can do this. It works because we're going to a 1-6 and we're going to call this a passing chord. So let's be an A+ student here and throw a P underneath that right there. That works. So 1-5-4-3 passing to 1-6. We just went right in between two tonic chords, but we passed through it because we didn't end up in the same spot. If we ended up in the exact same spot, exact same inversion, it would be neighboring. Okay? So weird, right? We're getting deep now, man. We're getting really deep into some of this stuff, but this is the this is advanced theory, you know? So this particular case is allowed, and it's an expansion of the tonic area.